You guys saved my life.
Imagine for a second, the phone call comes in, and on the other line is a person that doesn't want you to change their decision. They're angry. They don't want you to give them hope. And they're comfortable with the decision that they've made. It's the forever decision, the decision to end their life.
How close were you?
That they're at peace, that they'll never wake up and see
You
another
guys saved my
sunrise
life.
ever again.
A lot
Imagine
closer than
you
I
get
would
that phone call.
ever want to be.
Hi, my friends. I'm Jeff Yalden with Here Tomorrow here in Jacksonville, Florida. This is the work that we do here. The only criteria to work with us at Here Tomorrow is if you have an element of helplessness or hopelessness. You qualify for our free services. I want to share with you an interview that I have done with one of our friends. There is hope, my friends. Check us out, www.heretomorrow.org.
I did have a lot of options to treat my depression. And there's, so many other resources that I had no idea about. I mean, I had a doctor, a counselor, I was on medication. I mean, I was doing everything that people kind of suggested to me to do for my depression, but I didn't know there was resources like, Here Tomorrow, where I can have someone help walk me through that. I didn't know that help and support was out there. And knowing that I have like you on my side, there for me, fighting with me, to get through this, it gave me a lot more, assurance and a lot more will to keep trying.
It's amazing to do the work that we do, but then to hear it from our friends. So
I think where I found hope was I've always really struggled to ask for myself. That's not ever something that's come easy to me. Not even from my parents or the people closest to me. And I think that's one of the reasons my depression has gotten as bad as it has. But when I met you and, you were so genuinely and willing to do whatever you needed to do to help me get through it, whether that was, talking daily, talking weekly, whatever it was, just to help me get through it. And to experience that from someone that didn't know me, had no reason to reach out to me, that you were willing to do that. I did kind of lose a little bit of faith in humanity after everything I had seen. And it just kind of helped to, be something tangible to restore that faith that, there are people out here like me that want to help other people, and that's something that I want to continue to do. And so that really just gave me hope, was just seeing, you. And then obviously I know you have other people that work alongside you, that are willing to literally, spend their lives just trying to help out and, and actually be there for someone that they don't even know. Really gave me hope. Like if they're willing to put in all this time to help me, then I think that's for a reason. Like there's something to be helped. There's hope that I can be helped. Doctors don't typically spend hours and hours treating patients that they know will never make it. That's a different conversation, a different route that they have to take. When doctors are saying, let's try this treatment, let's do this, let's go here. I know that's because that there's hope or a strong possibility that with those things, healing will come.
I remember just speaking to you and I'm like, she gets it. I understand where your heart is. Like when you say, people are starving. Like, do you even know what that means, really? And I was like, she's got a heart that people don't understand. It was beautiful. So what was the plan that you had? If you go back to that night, you were talking about the family was at the beach and if I say this wrong, please correct me. You felt at peace with your decision to go buy a gun and end it.
Yes.
What was your plan, and how did it change the situation by us meeting?
Yeah, I was at the beach and everyone was really happy, and I just felt so removed from it all, and distant. And I remember thinking, I was standing in the ocean thinking, and it just kept coming to my head, like, people say, like pro-choice, it's the woman's body, they can do what they want. And I just started thinking, if it's my body, why can't I kill myself? Why do people want to stop me? Why do I have to hide that that's what I want? If it's my body, why can't I just choose for myself? And then I was looking up places where I could buy a gun in the local area. And because of my searches, all these suicide hotlines kept popping up in all these different places. And, the tagline would be something like, there's hope, or, there's, a better tomorrow, or things like that. And I just ignored it. But as I was driving, I started thinking, hope. Like, it sounded so absurd that there could be hope, because I felt that I was trying to hold out for hope for so long. And it honestly, like, it made me angry, like, to see all these things that said there's hope. And I kind of called out of anger, like, to say, how can you put that out there, that there's hope? Because it was the most absurd and insulting thing at the moment to think that there was hope. And I didn't call to be talked out of it. I called kind of to just almost be angry with them that they would say that there was hope. And so I called, and the second the person asked me, like, if I was okay, I just kind of broke down. And I told her, what I was planning on doing. And then she put me in contact with you. And the fact that you said, I'm driving, I want to pull over and give you my full attention. Hold on. Even though there was difficulty with our communication at first with, the signal and everything, the fact that you were so determined to make sure that, I was okay, that you would not be distracted by anything, that you were giving me my full attention. It really just kind of shocked me. And then when you because I could tell, like, you were so invested already in my well-being when you asked me to come in, and you were like, you got to promise me you're not going to do anything. I was like, I mean, this person has already invested so much, into my well-being, and I could tell that you cared so much. So I was like, I can't promise that to him unless I'm going to do it. That's just how I felt, was if I say, yes, I'm not going to hurt myself, or yes, I'm going to come in tomorrow, I have to. And so, it took me a while to answer, but I was like, if there is some sort of version of hope that I haven't seen yet, I'll give it another shot. But in the back of my head, I was kind of like, that plan's there. So that's kind of how all that came to be.
I'm so proud. I don't know, because you have to be so present in that moment. And I love it. Mm-hmm. And I don't really think about it that much. But as we're talking and I'm remembering, I'm driving home from South Carolina, my heart is just feeling really full. I'm so proud of you. Oh, man. What was the key to transformation? And I know it's still the process, but what was the key?
I guess the key for me was, honestly, I did need someone to just kind of come alongside of me and be like, look, this is how you need to prioritize. You need to make, rest a priority. You need to, okay, well, what are you doing for this aspect of your life? Or, okay, well, how can we move this around? And when you when I was in your office and you showed me a calendar and you were like, we can sit down and we're going to talk about, it doesn't matter what's going on these days. These days you're going to take a break. You're going to rest. These days you're going to work on this. And it just made me kind of feel like before all of that felt like it was on me and the pressure was a lot. And I knew I just mentally and physically wasn't there to do what I needed to do, to schedule or to think out, how to take care of myself, or even the willingness to take care of myself. But then, knowing that I would have someone like you on my side, in my corner, helping to, remind me that I need to make myself a priority and I need to make rest or healing or whatever it was in that moment a priority. It really, kind of made me feel like this isn't, or even, the term fighting, I'm fighting this. And you said, you use that term like it's only you to do the fighting. And, it's not, or it shouldn't be. And I feel like that, you helped me kind of look at what I was going through a different lens, and made it more normal, honestly, more like, not that I was insignificant, but I wasn't alone. I just, that whole experience of just feeling like, okay, I got someone on my side. Like, I know if I need to, I can reach out to you. I know if I say, hey, I feel really exhausted, I don't know what to do, then, you'll say, okay, well, what do you have coming up this week? Well, let's play it, and I know that you'll be there to help me through that. What happened before would just be years of just kind of being broken by seeing things like, obviously the human trafficking and drought and starvation, but even things like I was an EMT here and we had to take a kid from Shreveport to New Orleans, which is about a 5.5 hour drive. And the 3-year-old had severe burns all over their body. They had been in a house fire where their grandma and 2 siblings had passed away. And the entire time, he just screamed and writhed in pain. And I was driving up in the front with his mom. And she spent most of the time complaining about how much noise he was making. And then when we got to the hospital in New Orleans, it seemed to be almost bragging like, yeah, that house fire that killed those 2 kids and that old woman, that was my mom and children. You should follow me on Facebook. And that just broke something in me after that, out of everything that I've seen, just that whole experience, it just changed me. That moment just changed how I looked at people. And yeah, I just felt at peace. I just remember when I decided that I was definitely going to do it, I was going to go kill myself. The sky was pretty. I didn't feel angry or scared or sad or anything. I was just like, it was like I could breathe for the first time. I could just breathe and I was so calm and happy and content that I wouldn't see another sunrise. I think having to, actually go through my actions with, the person on the other line and you talking through my actions, I think that's when it really hit me what I was actually going to do. And the damage that it would cause to the people around me. I think that's when it actually became real. And then when I actually brought in, you and other people, then it became a lot more real and a lot more impactful on, the lives that I could change by doing that. And then after, I've just been a lot more focused on getting help and not just, trying to be okay. You have to take care of yourself first.
Mr. Joe, can you see Mr. Joe?
A little bit.
Mr. Joe is our benefactor that helps us do what we do. He lost his son to suicide and vowed that you'll hear Ray's story. All right, I don't want to cry. I'm interviewing Ray for you guys tomorrow night, and Ray's a dear friend, and thank you, sir.
Thank you.
What'd you do?
Yeah.
Nice meeting
my
you.
gosh, Mr. Joe, thank you, sir.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Oh God. Ray, that's the man that made all this happen. He's a beautiful soul.
Mhm.
His heart.
Mhm.
Ray, you get it. I was just so impressed that he even took that time.
Mhm.
You matter. I'm just so privileged I get to do this every day. Like
Mhm.
when they asked me to work today on a holiday, sure. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm just so blessed. I'm so proud of you. And so your last words, you've just been a lot more focused on getting help and not just being okay. You're making
Mhm.
yourself more of a priority now. And a lot of that was due to us just talking.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you sharing your story. I mean, you dedicated a good portion of your life to motivating and helping others and doing things like that. And the toll it took on you and how you weren't able to really effectively help others until you helped yourself. And that even now, as important as your work is, you say, okay, on these times I'm shutting off. I'm going to focus on me. That really kind of showed me that, if you can take the time to take care of yourself, then I can do that too.
At the end of the day, when all this is said and done, what does all this mean?
The only thing that's coming to my head is that you guys saved my life. What it all means for me is that you guys saved my life.
How close were you?
A lot closer than I would ever want to be.
Man. Ray, I'm so proud of you. How you and the family, how's you mom and dad doing?
They're doing good. They are they feel good about me going away for the 4 weeks. They feel